Hello, everyone. I'm Raven from Raven Comics, and today we're starting a new series where we'll explore the terrible future of the Justice League, known as Future's End. It all begins in Central City, 35 years in the future. A lot has happened, and the images will show us strange and confusing things. But don't worry, these mysteries will be gradually resolved. The city is under attack, and the rogues are in a safe room with a few citizens. An elderly Barry Allen arrives and says he's very tired. He's been running all night, and outside, there are only a few creatures. Unfortunately, he couldn't find anyone else. The room door needs to be closed so no one can enter. Suddenly, the door is broken down. The idea that no one could enter was wrong. Hawkman and Wonder Woman are here. The Eye is in command, and they have orders to eliminate these humans who have not been assimilated. Flash runs to try and stop Hawk. Meanwhile, he asks Captain Cold to save whoever he can. Unfortunately, there are too many of them, and the first one dies. Flash reaches Hawk and delivers a powerful punch. The bad news is that Wonder Woman has already cut off Captain Cold's hands, who is now starting to turn into one of them. Flash has finished with Wonder Woman, but unfortunately, more enemies arrive. Before they can harm him, someone orders them to stop, though it wasn't necessarily to help him. Frankenstein tells Flash that he was once a noble warrior, so he will give him a choice. Either he joins Brother Eye freely, or he will be destroyed right then and there. Obviously, Flash refuses. Frankenstein reveals his chest, showing that Black Canary is connected to him. Well, not all of her, just her adorable voice. Frankenstein attacks, and Flash is killed at that moment. Frankenstein was once a monster, but now he's much more. He used to be alone in this world, but now he's part of Brother Eye. He once thought his flesh was dead, that it was impure. But now he sees that all the flesh in this world is wrong and must be purged. The world must be purified. These are the last days. This is the end. In Metropolis, the Blue Beetle is with Green Lantern John Stewart. Once they get out of the sewers, they need to distract the cyborgs so Grifter and Artemis can shut down Firestorm's battery. Both come to the surface, and it seems like they can defeat their enemies. Before John continues to attack, Superman arrives from behind and blasts him with some rays. The Green Lantern was a highly valuable enemy, so they must eliminate him now. When Superman disappeared, everyone feared the worst. But this isn't Superman. He's dead. The Man of Steel begins assimilation, and John starts turning into a cyborg. It seems they've failed in their mission with Firestorm. Meanwhile, in Wayne Manor, Bruce finds only one alternative to end this world ruled by Brother Eye: a Flash-style time travel. It may be desperate, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Bruce and Mr. Terrific should never have built Brother Eye. Batman is sending the power of the security grid to the temporal device. The shields go down, and the cyborgs can't be contained. He only needs 60 seconds for the device to charge. During that time, they'll have to fight. If Batman succeeds, none of this will have happened. Batman deactivates the shields, and Cyborg enters the manor to eliminate them. These are the final acquired targets. Lethal force is permitted against these targets. It's time to fight. There are still 45 seconds left to charge. The battle continues. Unfortunately for Batman, he's shot from behind. After that, the enemy cuts off one of his arms and then stabs him in the chest. Batman falls to the ground. Terry immediately attacks the cyborgs, taking one down with a kick and using the other's blade to finish him off. Terry goes to Batman, who is lying on the ground, about to die. Bruce asks him to take the device and travel through time. Terry doesn't want to do it. He's not trained for time travel, but Bruce tells him he was trained by Batman. The fate is now in the hands of Batman of the future. He must prevent hell from coming to Earth. Whatever he does, he must not contact Bruce Wayne, because if he does, he won't believe the story. The same goes for Superman. If he gets involved, the only thing he has to do is kill a man. Terry knows what he has to do and says he'll do it. The portal opens, and Terry travels to the past. The portal closes, and Batman falls to the ground. This is his end. He always tried to make a better world. This wasn't how he expected to die. Terry travels to the past, and one of the cyborgs goes with him. But Batman manages to kill her as she falls to the ground. Terry asks the Alfred program for the coordinates, and Alfred begins to search. Bad news. It seems they've missed the target date. What they wanted to prevent is already in motion. It seems Batman set the device's date wrong. They're 7 years too late to prevent the creation of Brother Eye by Mr. Terrific. Not to mention that the temporal device only has one trip, meaning they're stuck in this place. Terry asks how Bruce could let this happen. Alfred says Bruce miscalibrated the device. Terry asks what they'll do with this piece of metal in front of them. Suddenly, the cyborg reactivates and is about to attack him. Terry dodges a blow and then attacks it. This time he'll destroy it so it can't return. While Terry is fighting the cyborg, someone is watching from a distance. From here on, Batman of the future will begin his quest to try and stop Brother Eye. Meanwhile, in New York, Jason tries to contact Ronnie, but he doesn't respond. Since he can't reach him, he decides to go to the store where his girlfriend works. Jason finds him, and we see why he wasn't answering. Ronnie asks him to leave, but Jason ignores him. They recently received a call from Green Arrow. It seemed urgent, and they need them. With no other option, they transform into Firestorm. Oliver put them in the Justice League because he trusted them. They must find Green Arrow to know what was so urgent. When they arrive at the source of the call, they find that the place is a sort of war zone. Oliver's lab is destroyed in this situation. Firestorm starts helping all the civilians trapped by the explosions. A boy who was there asks for help, as it seems someone is trapped under the rubble. The boy mentions that the explosions happened 25 minutes ago. After digging, they find Dan, who was trapped, and Jason blames Ronnie entirely. If he had just answered, they would have arrived on time, and Green Arrow wouldn't be dead. Later, at Oliver Queen's funeral, different members of the Justice League and other friends of Oliver are present for Green Arrow's burial. Mr. Terrific is also there. He has a small argument with Aquaman. It seems Terrific previously rejected being part of the Justice League. Now, he's a tycoon trying to control the world from beneath the water. Moreover, he's aware of everything happening in the world. Basically, he's someone very powerful. The only thing he says is that they're lucky he's not their enemy. Everyone is at this gathering, making them an easy target. While the two of them are having that conversation, more League members arrive. Animal Man says a few words. At first, the two couldn't stand each other, but later they became best friends. Their adventures were the best. No matter how far they traveled, he died protecting this city. His heart was always in the streets with his people. Oliver didn't have superpowers to protect him or magical weapons to shield him. Still, Green Arrow was the first into battle. He did all of that for his city and his people. Oliver Queen may have started as arrogant and conceited. It doesn't matter how you start, but how you finish. He ended with a big heart, compassion, and dignity, more than any of them will ever have. After Animal Man's moving speech, Firestorm, Arsenal, Flash, Adam Strange, and Mr. Diggle carry Oliver Queen's body for one last journey. Once they deliver the casket, Firestorm and Arsenal start arguing. Arsenal blames Firestorm for Green Arrow's death. Firestorm had told Oliver that he would always be by his side whenever needed, but they arrived late. Firestorm says they arrived late because he was busy. Arsenal knows that's a lie. They examined the data and tracked his last energy signature. Jason and Ronnie didn't merge until long after Green Arrow's call. Firestorm gets upset and asks if they're spying on him. Arsenal calls him a liar, a fraud, a phony, and above all, a coward. He didn't have the guts to keep his promise to Oliver. Diana asks them to stop and show some respect. The argument isn't over yet. Firestorm says if Arsenal says one more word about being late for Oliver, he'll finish him right then and there. Arsenal asks if he's serious and is the first to throw a punch. Firestorm quickly recovers and then punches back. But before he can throw another punch, he's stopped. Jason is upset and doesn't want to be part of this fight because he knows Ronnie is at fault. Ronnie won't let him out and leaves the place. He's also upset. He may have been late for Green Arrow, but he wasn't the one who killed him. The bad guys killed Green Arrow. He doesn't need this and doesn't need any of them. The media has just witnessed everything. Later on, we're at Lois Lane's house. She's writing her article about Oliver Queen's death. She really has no words to describe the events. However, she has a strange feeling that something isn't right. Something doesn't add up. Suddenly, someone starts knocking on her door. When she goes to investigate, She finds no one, only a package with her name. The package contains a note with an address. The note asks her to come alone and not trust anyone else. This is where the Real story begins to unfold. Elsewhere, we see Grifter. He mentions that this world is a complete mess. Years ago, they had a war with their duplicates from Earth 2. Everything ended very badly. To make matters worse, several invaders from other planets remain on Earth, and he's in charge of dealing with the intruders. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Mr. Terrific is informed about the actions of the Batman from the future, as he recently infiltrated his facilities. After all, Mr. Terrific is responsible for Brother Eye, and that's why they need to start with him. Nathan asks his boss if Batman has issues with him. Mr. Terrific says Batman has issues with everyone. Nathan says this doesn't seem like the real Batman. Mr. Terrific insists that, of course it is. This one is the original, and he wants them to believe otherwise. Nathan insists, saying this Batman almost reached the top. Moreover, he has the technology to block the cameras. The original Batman doesn't have this technology. An army was guarding this building very well, so Batman had no choice but to escape. The recordings end, and Mr. Terrific leaves his building. Terrific is a global brand he built, hoping to change the world's future. Nathan will upload the image of the fake Batman to their servers and see if they can get a visual match. It's important to find him to discover who he really is and, above all, what he's planning. Later, we're in a bar. The waiter takes an order from some girls and delivers their drinks. Some guys try to intimidate them into going out with them. The waiter notices the situation and quickly kicks them out. If they set foot in this place again, they'll end up in intensive care. Lois Lane was there. The first clue from the mysterious box led her to this place. Seeing this guy in person, combined with all the background work she's done, leads her to a conclusion. Red Robin is alive. Previously, he was found dead in a battle in Paris. He was the last of the Teen Titans, but he's still alive. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.